All right. So are you someone that's struggling with one day you are profiting or making money, or it could be, having a solid week and then the next week you're losing the money you made from the previous week. And that's kind of a up and down cycle, kind of a roller coaster effect, which ultimately affects you emotionally and mentally, correct? Because we're in this business to make money. And lots of times we, as people, we get to a certain point in age or life to where we figure out that the best way and the right way for us to be geared and positioned in the right direction is to gain control of our own lives. And that being said, is to figure out something, our own destiny, something that we can create to make money for ourselves and for our families, to be able to sustain each day as throughout life. So we figure out a way, or want to try to find a way to become our own bosses, all right? Where we are no longer employed through the means of someone else, but we are set up ourselves to where we are creating our own destiny and we have our own business. And with trading, the sky is the limit. There's no cap on the amount of money you can make. But in today's video, I want to talk about how you can actually go about resetting your trading strategy so that you can continue to profit and make money, and stop taking those losses. Yes, I said that. Stop trading and losing money in the markets, resetting yourself so you can have a clear, defined picture on the type of trades that you should take, okay? So, because trading, a lot of people treat it, I guess they attack it in the wrong way. All right. And then it starts to become like a cycle and a circus at the same time, to where they have a hard time trying to figure out, what to do, how to do it, when to do it. So let's talk about that. Okay. So you want to reset yourself and that trading strategy so that you can make money each and every day. All right. And there's going to be times when you're going to take losses, and that comes with the territory and the business of this business. Okay. So what I want to say to you first and foremost, okay, because there's so much of this that goes on the internet, stop consuming everything that you see online. Meaning, stop watching video after video after video from a variety of different sources, trying to seek out for that holy grail. There's no holy grail to trading. Okay. I suffered from that myself when I first started off, especially, I talk about this in many videos, the first 2 years of my trading. I tried to look at and trade every indicator under the sun. I was just adding on different indicators on my charts, okay, and just trying out a variety of different strategies. I was confusing myself in the end. I had no clear definition or picture of anything that actually worked for me starting off. All right, I was allowing indicators to kind of point me in the right direction, and there's so much upstairs in my mind that I want to kind of talk about, but I'm set for just a period of time, and I don't want to go over that time in reference to, because I can make this video so long-winded and talk about so much, but there's a lot of this stuff that is so important that I'm trying to compact into this video. But stop consuming so much information. All right, when you find something that works, I'm just gonna say this in a nutshell, stick with that. You may want to tweak it a little bit, but don't start just over indwelling and delving into so much. All right, thinking that, hey, I got something that works, let me go over and watch another video. Oh, this works too, let me try this and add it in. By the time you started to find something that works and you start tacking on other things, then what happens is you forget about what you learned that it was working from you from the beginning, and you confuse yourself so much. Having all those indicators, I've made videos on this in the past. Indicators lag. So why would you want to follow suit behind something that is not real time and that's going to help you out? All right, I'm not saying that they don't kind of provide or streamline in a sense of kind of allowing you to see the direction, but you got to understand that when we're trading, we need to really be paying attention to the data that's coming in on our charts, meaning the candlesticks, things that are forming, setups that we see, market direction, higher highs, higher lows, and lower lows. The overall action, the flow and price action that we see going on our charts. Trading is more visual than anything. So we have to pay close attention to what's going on in our charts, being able to read the markets visually with our own eyes. This is an art. It's a skill. It's a craft. There's no science to it. So please do yourself justice by being able to read the charts. That's why I always talk about and relate back to market structure and price action. Those components are extremely important and will provide you the gateway to becoming successful. You don't need the loads of indicators that all these companies and platforms are pushing to try to sell you. you could do away with that. I'm telling you. If me personally, I'm going to be honest with you. I said this before. I found success, and the best success in my life as a trader was when I went back and erased everything off my charts and just visually was able to follow the flow of the market, back testing and forward testing, meaning I was going back, studying the charts, but also taking trades in real-time action to see, yes, using a strategy to see if it was going to work for me or not. But it put me in the direction of, in time, making sure or seeing that will this particular strategy work? If not, I exit and moved on to the next thing, okay? But you have to stick with something that works and stop trying to compile all this information that you see, and whether you're jotting it down and then you're trading 3 or 4 different strategies at a time, on your charts, and you got all these indicators here. You've got to find one thing that works and stick with that. That's when you're going to find consistency. But what also helps you is being patient within the market. So let's move on. Now, how you're going to be able to identify if you are in the right direction and if you're consistently being able to perform is looking at or just analyzing kind of like your win rate performance in a sense to see if you are, winning more than you're actually losing. As long as you're doing so, and there's no magical number that some people would probably say, hey man, you need to be trading at 90% or 80%. Trust me, everyone's trading is more personal, and you may take more setups than the average person, okay? Or you may be of a position or swing trader to where you may be only taking one trade a day or one trade every few days, whatever the case is. I'm a scalper, so I'm looking just to take a few or a number of trades on a daily basis. If you're a scalper, then I recommend doing that. Stop taking so many trades, because that's where you're going to find yourself when you go back to analyze and look at, oh, my win rate wasn't as high as today as it was the previous days. Maybe you started over trading and taking way too many trades. So take control of your trading by setting a specific number of trades, meaning a goal for yourself on a daily basis in regards to how many trades you're going to take. All right. And if you say I'm going to take 3 trades a day or 3 scalps a day, then if you win 2 and you lose 1, just be done. Okay. Or if you take 2 losses and you win 1, then just be done. Okay. You make up the difference the next day. By doing that, you're going to find yourself consistently on a week-to-week basis to where you're going to kind of average out as far as your win to loss rate, meaning that your win rate should kind of, at the end of the week, be at a certain percent, and you'll start to see that consistently week to week. That's how you're going to know how you kind of set yourself up to see, am I leveling off to be consistently or be a consistent trader? All right. So pay attention to and analyze your win to loss rate. If you want to do it daily or weekly, but be consistent and set a goal for yourself as far as the number of trades you're looking to take. Me, when I started off, I was taking, so many trades, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades a day. And over time, and I say time, I mean years, I found out that I started consistently becoming better as a trader when I started to minimize and started to only take a certain amount of trades. Even like this year, I made a video right at the top of this year or beginning at the end of last year stating that my number one goal this year was to minimize the number of trades and stop over trading so much, meaning basically scale back the number of trades I'm taking. Now I'm only looking to really take maybe 2, 3 trades a day scalping, and that's it. Looking at high probability setups. And that's how you kind of put yourself in position to become a better trader. Because now we're gaining control of ourselves, not only as a trader, but also emotionally. And psychologically, we are setting ourselves up to say that I can control how I trade now, and I'm more of a patient trader. Patience is a very important component to trading, because you have to be able to be very patient in these markets. You can see tons of things that may seem like setups to you, okay? And this is where people, when they first start off, they always want to be in the market, trading one thing right after another when they find themselves chasing the market or taking false breakouts or false setups, okay? And you have to understand certain things when it comes to trading, specifically supply and demand, and understanding how to follow the structure of the market, and understanding imbalances and understanding gaps within the market. What's going on when we see aggressive areas of selling and buying? The market pushes up if we're trading to the upside. If we are trading to the upside, like here on the charts, and all we're doing is continuously breaking structure to the upside, and the market gaps away from certain areas, you have to understand, even on great pullbacks or pullbacks to certain key areas, that this could just be a deep retracement to where they want to tap in to basically backpedal in a sense to fill in, say for example right here, all these gaps back down to the downside, all right? And any gaps or areas back below, if you look at your higher base charts, and as long as we're still trending in the upward direction, they're just coming back to fill in imbalances. The market has to mirror itself, and it always has to fill in areas. There are, say for example, there could be orders resting on the table here to where you had a great push to the upside. They got to fill these areas in, and once they do that, and along the way, they're stopping traders out because they want to get people geared up in the idea that, hey, the market is selling off now, and I want to start looking for short opportunities, when all it could be is a deep retracement because they got to fill these areas. So becoming a better trader, being able to realize and understand what's really going on the bigger picture, meaning looking at the higher base charts, is going to set the tone for you to let you know which direction you should be trading in still. Again, like I said, there's so many different things I could talk about in regards to how to really reset your trading strategy. Okay, resetting yourself to being able to attack the markets again with a strategy for you that actually works. Are you trading the right time periods? Meaning the time of day. I find myself that pre-market times from 7:30 prior to the market opening up are great periods. Trying to stay away from that 8:30 Eastern time frame news event, because those are some impactful news periods or times in the day to where the market will get erratic. There'll be a lot of volatility. Just stay away from the news events is what I'm trying to say. But pre-session market before, okay, as long as we don't have any major news, up until the opening, okay, maybe 7:30 to 9, that last 30 minutes before the market opens up Eastern time, you probably want to stay out of the market. And then maybe stay out of the market the first 30 minutes within, when the market opens. So basically I'm saying stay away from news events for one, staying out of the market when there are lots of volatility. That is where the market is at opening, okay, or near the close of the market, lots of volatility. Anytime when you know that there's going to be volatility in the market, economic news events, stay out of the market. Trade a specific set period of time. Lots of times you find good setups again during pre-session, and then somewhere between, maybe 10 o'clock to maybe 11 o'clock. I typically like to gauge between 7:30 and 10:30, no later than 11. I'm not big on trading the afternoon sessions, even though there are setups, but I personally see more volume in the during the morning sessions versus the afternoon. I mean, there is volume in the afternoon, guys. I'm just saying that typically you hear traders talk about trading within a 2-hour window. Set a time frame, a parameter for yourself as far as the amount of time you're looking to trade. Don't sit in front of the charts all day long, because if you've made your profit within the first 30 minutes or the hour of a session, okay, or maybe you made it pre-market, be done. Greed takes control and will cause you to lose significantly, after you've already made profits for the day. So be patient. Stop over trading. I'm telling you what works for me and what I've been talking to other traders has worked for them. Scaling back the number of trades you take. 2 to 3 trades or scalps a day is really all you need, because if you set up a goal for yourself as far as the number of trades you're going to take, and you got 2 losses, then be done. Or if you got 2 wins and 1 loss, then be done. But set up a parameter as far as the number of trades you take, and that'll be it for the day. Okay, that's how you're going to control the capital too, meaning preserving your capital, but at the same time, you're setting yourself up, emotionally, psychologically, and that helps you become a better trader, because now you're able to gain control of yourself and control of your actual trading and control of the capital you have to trade with. Now, the key to really, not say mastering this thing when it comes to trading, but being effective is having a effective strategy. And that's the thing at the beginning that you're going to have to figure out, is devising something or finding a strategy that actually works. Again, stop consuming all this information out here. Once you find one that actually works, I'm not telling anyone that maybe they have 2 or 3 in the pocket, but I'm just saying, have one good strategy that is your number one go-to strategy that you're tackling within the markets each day. As long as you have that one, perfect it, work at it, be consistent with it. Be patient in waiting for high probability setups. Stop taking, for example, every little pullback that the market gives you. If the market does pull back to a level to where you see aggressive buying, in this case here, because we are bullish to the upside, then simply sit back and wait for the market to get to, if you trade supply and demand, then to a demand area if we are in a bullish direction. And allow your lower base charts to show you, are we receiving confirmation as far as rejection to take a trade in a continuing direction. Okay? Be patient. That's what's going to make the difference of you succeeding or failing in this business. Stop chasing the market. Stop taking every pullback. Wait for the rejection when the market gets back to a zone, and do not jump into a trade very aggressive unless you know and have experience and have, maybe a means or the right size capital to be able to weather a storm. But I'm telling you, someone that's a beginner trader watching this video right now today, wait for the confirmation on the rejection from lower base charts. Now, here's a biggie that most beginner traders, new traders, or even experienced traders find it hard to kind of weather, both emotionally, psychologically, as a trader, because we want to trade all the time, is when we find the market's ranging. All right. And sometimes we'll see the market ranging for a period of time. It could be 2-3 days. And unless you have experience of trading range in markets, that's a time period where the market is actually consolidating, then stay out of the markets. But you may say, Mike, I'm going to do this for a living, and I need to make money on a daily basis. Well, sometimes there may be instances where you're just not going to make money for that day. But you got to think logically and think smart. Is it better for me to take a stab and a chance in the market and losing some money, or is it better for me to stay out and just be flat for the day, meaning zero, okay, not making anything today? It's better for you to not take a loss, okay, and a major loss at that, all right, especially those that find themselves having a problem with drawdown. It prevents you from doing that. It prevents you from staying or being in the market in times in which you do not need to be in the market. The market is consolidating or it's moving sideways or ranging, then maybe stay out, all right? So, for example, here on the charts, we could see, the market was dipping back here. It was the 8th, 9th, right here in this area here before it took back off to the upside on the 10th. And then on the 10th, the 12th, 13th, whatever it was, it started moving sideways again here, okay? And then it took back off to the upside. Still bullish, but the market was just kind of ranging, consolidating before it decided to move back to the upside. And unless you know how to read that and really trade it or gauge it, then stay out of the market. Allow the market to show its hand. I mean, if you're a good card player, then you should know by now that we want to sit back and wait to attack when we see motion in play, a move in play that makes sense to us. If not, we sit back and wait patiently. That is a critical part of trading, is being patient and waiting and knowing when to attack the market straight up. So my biggest and best piece of advice for you is that if you trade supply and demand, because supply and demand works best when the market is moving in a certain direction and trending, whether up or down, is to wait for the market to show you a directional play. And then, when we trade supply demand, we're waiting for a pullback to key areas of demand or supply. Okay. And you can see these areas, these zones on your charts, no matter, what charts you're actually trading from or what time frame or time base, you're using, whether it's see it on a 60 range chart, 24 range chart, 12 range chart, 5-minute chart, 60-minute chart, 4-hour chart, whatever it may be. Okay. And I'm not sitting here and letting you know, or going to tell you like what 5-minute chart is comparable to a 12 range chart or a 60 range chart. I don't know. I just trade one style of chart, and that's range chart. So if you're a time-based chart or take a volume, you're going to have to figure out what charts work best for you. But I'm here to tell you that whatever charts you love to use, stick with it. Okay. If you're used to trading a certain way, supply and demand is universal, and you're going to see it no matter the charts you actually use. Please. Okay. But me personally, I like to trade. As well, I want to say this, during peak volume times, and that's going to be typically, we know when the market opens up, at least the first hour to hour and a half. And yes, volume does pick back up in the afternoon sessions, 2, 3, definitely so towards the end of the day. But I like to stay out of the market during the volatility times. And I find a lot of good setups again during the morning session, pre-session before the market opens up. But to kind of round things off, I really want to say that overall, you're going to have to figure out the correlation, meaning simply what you are finding out about your style of trading or the way you're trading. And it can be anything from, you over trading the wrong periods or times of the day. Maybe the strategy you have is not a solid strategy at all. Maybe it's not even a strategy at all. Maybe you're just over consuming too much information and trying to compile too much and trying to trade everything under the rainbow. You're going to have to figure out what's leading up to your losses, especially if you're coming from to where you were winning and now you're losing significantly, then you need to go back to and revert back to what it was you were doing prior to allow you to win and go back to be consistent doing that. All right. And that's pretty easy to figure out. Right. But a lot of times people, they don't have that advantage. They are simply just losing and still trying to scratch the surface on what they need to do next. I'm telling you right now, stop over consuming so much information online and just put your whole heart into something that you know that, or you see that works. Well, if you know supply and demand is universal, just find a good strategy to trade supply and demand. And I talk about that here on my channel. I share it so much within the videos about the strategy and how I trade. I'm not pushing anyone in the direction of how I trade, meaning the strategy I use, but we have consistent profitable traders that are consistently profitable on a daily who have spent time watching the videos here and a part of not only a subscriber here on the channel. And if you're not a subscriber already, go ahead and smack that sub button. I don't know what you're waiting for, because I'll provide lots of valuable content information on the channel in which will aid you in your own personal trading. And maybe you're looking for a strategy, so give it a shot. Back test and forward test. You're going to have to put time in, skin the game if you really want to make this thing work, and be proficient with it. But what I'm trying to say is too, if you find something that doesn't work, then don't spend a year in trying to continue making it work. Kind of move on and try to find something else that works for you, whatever that may be. That's why I'm not here to push anyone and say, hey, buy into my strategy today, and if not, you're going to fail. I'm not saying that, because everybody trades differently. So, but supply and demand is universal, and I provide a simple strategy and how to trade, effectively within the markets. And we have, again, people who are part of our subscriber base here on YouTube. They're part of this community, as well as over on the Discord community. So if you're interested in joining the Discord, that link is down in the description portion of the video, and it's free to join. Okay. Lots of people these days are passing evaluations through a variety of different prop firm companies or platforms, whether it's Apex or Topstead or My Funded Futures. There's a number of them out there, and I don't trade them, and I never have used them because for one, they weren't around when I first started. And even if they were, we're talking over 13 years ago, so I don't know if one was even existing, but maybe there was one. But I started with my own personal funds and built my capital up around that and my account up around that. But yeah, I mean, these evaluation things are probably good because again, it gives you some skin in the game, real time, to see if you can be consistent, to see if you can become proficient, and if something you're using as far as strategy is effective. And the best thing that I could tell you is to devise a trading strategy, and you may list some things down and scratch them off. But as you're doing that, you're developing a good rule base or tool set base that you can live by daily, and stick with that. Don't deviate from it. I talk about deviating from something that works. Stick with what works for you. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're someone that's just sitting here and have at the bottom all these different indicators. I don't have indicators on my charts. The only thing I really use is just the volume profile. I like to kind of see where volume lies at as the market is moving, and especially when it's pulling back to a key area of interest. Are we at an area where there's peak volume at, below it at a discounted area, or above it at an area of premium, whether it's a demand or supply zone? It just kind of gives me kind of like a GPS, geographical area or location that may work out because of just an extra means of confluence, is all I'm trying to say. But, enough rambling. I gave you some good insight, some good information of ways to really reset your trading strategy that will hopefully help you out in today, tomorrow, and in the long run. So kind of just figure out what it is that you're doing wrong if you are consistently losing. Is it because you have all these different indicators? Are you trying a variety of different strategy? Are you trading the wrong periods of day? Are you trading during news events and trading during times when the market's consolidating or ranging? Figure it out and start eliminating those things as soon as possible so you can get back on track as a trader, okay, to where you can start profiting and making money. And that's what I want to see people do, is to become successful trading, okay? So if you definitely value the content of the information that I provided today, please do me the biggest favor and drop a like. All you got to do is simply take your mouse and click on that like button. I greatly appreciate it. If you're not a current subscriber here on the channel, please take the time to click on the sub button. Make sure to turn on all your post notifications so you don't miss one of the uploads on any of the valuable content that I continue to drop in the channel. And for all those that continue to ask me how can they become an elite member, that link is down in the description portion of the video. Click on it. It's only $6.99 a month. You gain access to the trade the trade breakdown videos, as well as the video playlist, and the other valuable content that is made privately only to the elite members that are part of the community. But most of the video content is surrounding the trade breakdowns, where I go into detail about the trades I take. As well, I think I put a couple of videos, a good one out there not too long ago about market structure, and you get that playlist too. That's just a link by link series of videos that I've hand selected and pulled off of the video content, made public to everyone, so that you don't have to watch over 800 videos. Okay, it kind of puts you in the direction or the pathway so you don't have to watch all those videos. Okay, but again, it's only $6.99 a month. I thank you to everyone who supports the channel and my efforts as a content creator, and by doing so and becoming a elite member. Thank you for doing so. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. I'll see everyone as we ramp up tomorrow. We kick off a new trading week. If you're trading this week, please be safe in the markets, and I'll see you over in the Discord. Take care.